Owen sat in one of the waiting room's many reinforced chairs and flipped through an old Capes and Cowls magazine. It detailed the rise of one of the latest crops of heroes, fresh off their internships and making quite a splash in the world. Their costumes were crisp, their dialogue concise, their images squeaky clean. These were the kind of wholesome, homespun, moral warriors that would take the lead in creating a new world, free of immorality. These were the kind of heroes the world needed more of. Or at least, that's the idea the reporter espoused. It would have been vastly more impressive if Owen didn't know that 2 of the featured 4 were already dead. He'd heard one was in rehab upstate, and though the final member was still active, she wasn't quite so eager or wholesome anymore. She certainly didn't schedule in time for op-ed pieces with interviewers. Now, she just focused on getting the job done. That was the trouble with old magazines. Media darlings rarely lived up to their initial hype, and for the ones who did, the eventual fall just became all the more catastrophic. Owen had just set the magazine down when the door a few feet away flew open. A muscular man, younger than Owen, stepped out. He wore a bright red costume with yellow trim, a matching mask, and a cape that fell to just above his calves. Owen hoped this kid was a flyer or a strong man, otherwise someone was going to make him regret that fluttering fashion choice. A couple of steps behind the costumed kid was another man, this one older, shorter, and sporting a significant paunch instead of a body rippling with muscle.
"Don't worry about a thing. You just go on home and relax," the smaller man assured the larger. "We'll get this whole mess cleaned up and fixed before you can say bam, piff, zow."
The costumed hero nodded his head and set off through the waiting room. His gaze lingered on Owen for a moment, the spark of recognition flickering through his eyes, almost immediately dismissed. No way. Couldn't be him. Must be a new guy who was a fan, paying homage with the outfit. He walked through the door without another glance. This man had more worrisome things on the brain.
"Good to see you, Lenny,"